What's up everyone? John Bringer from Techno Buffalo here with a full review for you of the iPad mini with Retina display. This guy packs a ton of power and a gorgeous high-res screen into a 7-inch package, but is it worth your tablet buying dollar? Let's put it through its paces and find out. Let me begin this review as I do all my reviews. I use the iPad mini with Retina display as my only tablet for 8 days, and I use it really very heavily. I use it for checking email, I use it for social networking, I use it for watching video. Pretty much anything you can do on a tablet, I use the mini for. It isn't just for my tests. I use the iPad mini and I use the previous generation as my only tablet, at least in conjunction with a Surface Pro, for all my things that I do at home. So it got a really thorough test. So I'm not going to do this review and run through benchmarks and give you scores or tell you how long it lasted when I ran a video on loop. I want to give you real world experience with the iPad mini's Retina display. And I'm just going to call it the iPad mini because it's just going to be easier. So first thing you're going to notice is the screen. The screen is absolutely beautiful. A 7.9-inch screen with 256 by 1536 ppi looks absolutely stunning. It looks gorgeous. You'd expect it to look gorgeous. It's not as jarring though as it was when I first saw it from the iPad 2 to the iPad 3. It does look really good. You notice it more when you're looking at text. Text looks really crisp and clear. Not that it looked bad on the previous generation by any stretch of the imagination, but it looks much clearer on the new iPad mini with a Retina display. It just looks gorgeous. Video, of course, pops as well. The blacks look really black. I know there's been some display issues people have had, but I've had nothing. Display on this one's been absolutely perfect and looks gorgeous. The next thing is performance. It's got the A7 chip, the 4x CPU performance, supposed to be pretty awesome. It's been faster. So I will admit, with the older iPad mini, I did run into memory issues. It would start to slow down. I had a lot of apps open, and occasionally, maybe once a month, I'd have to go through and close all my apps to get things to work. Also, on the older generation iPad mini, at home, I've got one of Apple's new AirPort Extremes, the tall ones, with 802.11ac, and I always had issues with my iPad mini not picking up the Wi-Fi connection, but really becoming a fast connection. When I would do a speed test from my laptop or a desktop, it'd be very quick. When I run it from the iPad mini, it'd be really slow. So slow to the fact that it became really hard to watch even YouTube videos on there. The iPad mini's Retina display ups that game. It surprisingly does not have 802.11ac, but it does have MIMO technology, which really has helped with Wi-Fi. I'm finding I'm getting connection speeds as fast on this as I am getting on a laptop or desktop. So that's really appreciated. That's made a huge difference for me, even more than having the crazy screen or better performance. So that's really been one thing that I've noticed. Design-wise, you're looking at an iPad mini that looks pretty much exactly the same as last generation iPad mini, at least with the screen off. It's a tad bit thicker and a tad bit heavier, but you're not going to notice it. Apple's done a kind of a nice thing now. It's sort of spec for spec, almost exactly the same, save for a tiny bit of clock speed difference with the iPad Air. So you can choose. Do you want a littler iPad or a bigger iPad? I prefer mine to be a bit smaller, but you've got that option without sacrificing any performance. The last generation iPad mini was essentially a diminutive iPad 2, and that is really slow, at least by today's standards. If you're just browsing the web or something, it's going to work great, but applications now are being designed for faster processors, especially now 64-bit processors, which this does have. So I'd imagine over the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, developers will take advantage of what the 64-bit processor can do in conjunction with the new M7 chip in here. So I love that Apple put this spec for spec right up with the iPad Air. The big knock on it for me, though, is its price. It got a bit of a price jump. It's now starting at $399. You compare that to the awesomely priced Nexus 7, and then you run into a bit of a quandary as to what to purchase. So you can go up for a higher storage with the iPad Air. You can go all the way up to 128. Here they only go 16 or 32 with the Nexus 7, but you're still getting a gorgeous high-res screen with the Nexus 7. You're getting a really capable operating system. You're getting a little bit of a different form factor, not the 4x3 to 16x9, but it's a tablet that works really well. It's probably one of our favorite tablets of the year. So ask yourself, what's more important to you? Do you want to be inside of Apple's ecosystem? I will still think now that the App Store, the quality of the applications is still better than what you see on Google Play. So if that's important to you, it's a good reason to get the iPad mini. I love using it. It's going to be my iPad I take with me when I travel. It's going to be the one I take with me. I'm on the couch watching videos. I really enjoy the smaller screen size. I've enjoyed everything about the iPad mini. It works quickly. I've noticed really no difference in battery life as well. It's about on par with what the last generation was. Apple claims 10 hours, but for me, I charge it about every 3 days. And that's really all I need. If I can get through 3 solid days, then I'm pretty happy. After 1 solid day of use, and that's probably about 45 minutes, an hour of video watching, checking some fantasy sports on there, replying to some emails, Generally I had about maybe 40% loss of battery, 40 to 30%. I don't keep my screen brightness on auto, I keep it up at 80%, so I like a nice bright screen. And certainly that's probably a big drain. If you pull that down, you'd probably get much more, even probably double the battery life. Another odd omission for me is we don't have Touch ID. That seemed a bit strange. You know, since spec for spec, almost the same as the iPhone 5S, but no Touch ID on this guy. Perhaps Apple had to save something for the next generation iPads. Overall, though, I've really enjoyed using this. The camera, honestly, I never even used. I very rarely use a camera on a tablet, and you shouldn't either unless you're doing, you know, FaceTime or Skype or something. But looks fine. You know, the pictures look decent. I saw what it looked like on the iPad Air. I've done FaceTime calls at least on this, and the quality looks, you know, pretty average. It does have much faster charge time, I noticed, though. That might be due to perhaps a higher voltage wall wart, but did charge markedly faster. And pro tip, if you want to charge your tablet or phone faster, turn off all data, put in airplane mode. You probably charge it about twice as quickly as you would otherwise. I really enjoyed using this tablet. It's probably one of the best tablets on the market right now. It's going to be the one that's going to be in my bag all the time. This gets a really solid 9. I wish it was a little less expensive. I wish it had 8211 AC, and I wish it had Touch ID. But if you don't care about any of those things, you just want an Apple tablet that's going to work well, it's going to fit in your bag or fit in a purse, look no farther than the iPad mini with Retina display. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up. We really do appreciate it. Check us out, of course, at technobuffalo.com for the latest and greatest tech news. Until then, I'm John Rettinger. I'll see you next video.
What's up, everyone? It's Ashley. Thanks so much for watching that most recent video. If you enjoyed it, please click on the word subscribe right underneath me to get tons of more tech videos from us here at Techno Buffalo. We have got unboxings, comparisons, reviews, recaps, and everything else you can think of here on the channel. If you're in the mood for more technology, just click right over here to check out some of our most recent videos. See you next time, humans.